I don't think anybody really understands. A lot of us don't understand the level of change, drastic, monumental, fundamental, incredible change that is happening right now, thanks to this president and what's happening. I don't think people can grasp it. It is bigger than anything we can even imagine. And the left has absolutely, positively no idea what to do. They are screaming and screeching, and nobody's listening. There's nobody there. For 4 years, plus really, but for 4 years, they lived in a world when whatever they said, anything, somebody somewhere listened and complied and paid attention. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. People just listened. And no matter how stupid it was, no matter how inane it was, or insane or nuts, people just listened. It was the weirdest thing. But there's nobody to listen now. Nobody. It is the most incredible thing I have ever seen. They don't know what to do. They don't recognize the fact that this country is different. We don't want them. We don't want them. There's a new sheriff in town. Everything they're doing, and I'm telling you, the latest thing is going to be how you're going to hear about people, individual stories, which of course are sad because you don't want to see. I'm not a sadist. I don't like seeing people suffer. But you're going to be hearing how these incredible stories about how they have been basically left out and families have been destroyed and they have to go back home. Did you hear what I said? They have to go back home. And they're going to tell you these things as though somehow you're at fault, and they don't get it. And the biggest thing, number one of them all, that is driving them crazy is the destruction and the explosion, implosion, and the dismantling of DEI. This has been the cornerstone, whether it's sexual-based, gender-based, non-binary-based. These rat bastards live in a world that has nothing to do with competence. And whenever you bring it up, they go berserk. These are folks who don't understand what is happening. It's the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my life, and I love it. You have no idea how I love this. I love what's happening. It's bigger. This week, the president signed a series of executive orders. I think you know this. Last week, whatever, where he did what few leaders in modern America that I know have had the courage or the clarity or the balls to do. He basically said, guess what? I'm calling time on the federal government's bloated DEI nonsense. It is over. He slashed through them like somebody was suggesting, like Alexander slicing the Gordian knot, for those of you who are into Alexander the Great stories. I mean, this is huge. This is wonderful. And that's just part of it. They don't even know what to do. He is getting rid of so many things. All of his appointees are going to get through. Everybody. They don't know. And what's happening with the FBI? Oh dear God. The FBI, they're finding out there were like 5,000 of them that were responsible. So ladies and gentlemen, you sit back, my dear friends, get ready. This is going to be one of the most fun nights ever. And all I ask is that you make sure that you are a part of this. Make sure that you are subscribed, which is very, very critical. Make sure that you are paying attention and that you are watching what is happening right now. Because, my friends, we have so much to talk about. But first, listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, Many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. Now, I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even help negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. Friends, I love talking about a subject or an issue that is so obvious that everybody understands it, where you really don't have to explain to people why this thing is wrong. DEI is part of this fraud. It's part of this package that went back all the way to, at first it was called affirmative action, and then they talked about quotas, and then they talked about, and anybody who has ever been in any situation, in fact, those of us in the broadcasting world saw this, where they would hire people because it was federal, that there was this incentive to hire people merely because of their race. And that was it. And it was kind of like, well, quota, that a quota? Yeah, she's a quota. And that's what people would say. And you couldn't miss it. If all of a sudden you walked into your room, to your office, and there are people with Indian headdresses, you go, oh, is this what? Don't say anything. It's the new Native American quota. Now, let's assume they were obviously, with the old-fashioned Plains Indian headdress. You would immediately know. Quota? Oh, yeah. Quota? Oh, yeah. Who's this in comp? And they wouldn't sit there and say, okay, we're going to pick the best possible and give preference. No, they just said, I'll give you 4 more. Come on, you're in. And that was it. That's how it worked. That's the nonsense. That's the lunacy. And they didn't even realize that what they were doing is they were perpetuating the basic stereotypes and the sense of resentment, and they weren't getting anywhere. And they just figured this gravy train is going to go on forever. Why? Because they figured that affirmative action and quotas was just a part of the landscape. It wasn't going anywhere. It was as American as, well, whatever. And for the longest time, we said, this is ridiculous. We had the Bakke decision, and oh my God, it was just, you name it. Okay? Well, let me tell you what happened. Believe it or not, my friends, all of a sudden there was this guy named Trump. And he was like too good to be true. And he came along, and lo and behold, he said, I'm going to get rid of this. And we thought, yeah, right. You can't get rid of this. You can't, because there are folks who were here. And it was almost expected. They said, you're not going to get rid of this. You understand that, right? You're not going to get rid of this. This is American. Well, not so sure. And sure enough, thanks to Donald Trump, they fixed it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's gorgeous. And it was gorgeous because it was true, because we said, this is ridiculous. This is the most stupid thing we've ever seen. Why are you allowing this? How does this happen? And they acted like it was course. And it wasn't just black folks saying this. It was these vapid, void, vacant, insipid, these atesticular, white, virtue signaling lunatics who said, oh, this is wonderful. We're going to go along with this. Didn't make any sense. And the reason why we've always had a problem with that is not because it's black folks who primarily were, and now it's extended to people who are non-binary, but it wasn't because we had a problem with black folks. It was we had a problem with people who were unqualified who happened to be black. Now, the very fact that I'm telling you this is one of those things that just, I don't know how to tell you. It's like, we know this. It's as obvious. And we've been waiting, but we were kind of told a while back, don't expect anything to change. And their attitude was just the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. Pilgrim Media says their cover is blown. USA rabbit hole is true. Oh, we know that. I hope you read my piece today, my newsletter. I went through the whole thing about this. This was how we would foment regime change. Anita Pizzinas, thank you, Anita, for joining us. Crypto Domini says, number one meme reads unhappy. Elon face, Dems. Nobody voted Elon. And the second smiley Elon face. No, nobody voted Kamala in the primary. Don't know what this means, but I think I do. Crypto, you're becoming more and more arcane and recondite in your messaging, and I appreciate it immensely. You really put me to work. It's like, what does this mean? I think I know what that means. But I thank you nonetheless. Have you seen this lady? Oh, this is, get ready. Oh, this, oh, she'll wake you up. Listen to this one.
Happening right now. I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education.
What the is she talking about? Does this make any sense to you? Does this make any sense to you? This anger, this attitude. Okay. The white boys and the... How does anybody have anything to say about the notion of this idea of being fair? Have you ever heard of Sidney Kamlager-Dove? This is a DEI rep, Kamlager-Dove. I don't know. This was in Washington. I'm going to play for you something. A voice that will haunt your soul. You will never forget as long as you live. If I could put this on microphones, if I could play this for crowds, I could disperse Times Square on New Year's Eve. Listen to this, but ready. Turn your speakers down. Get ready for this one. This sound will pierce through your soul. And similar to our first speaker, what the hell is this woman talking about? You ready? You ready? Here we go.
There is an economic coup happening right here in the Treasury and right there in Trump's White House. But there's a revolution happening right here in these streets.
I don't think you heard that. I don't think maybe you didn't hear that.
There is an economic coup happening right here in the Treasury.
Did you know that?
And right there in Trump's White House. But there's a revolution happening right here in these streets.
Can you imagine being married to that, or living with that, or being in a car with that, or being on the same block as that, or sharing the same DNA with that? What the hell? These people are going crazy. These people are going absolutely crazy. And if you really want to talk about, DEI, let me show you the worst example of it. Look at her pretending. Look at Beyonce. Where's she, about 50 years old? She's about 50 with her white skin. Her skin has lost tremendous shades over the years. Her blonde hair. And by the way, check out Jay-Z behind her. And he has these I don't know what these horns are. They look like I don't know what these are. I guess it's a kind of a Rasta thing. But watch this. Look at this. What the hell is that? Seriously, I'm just asking. Imagine would you screw these things in? What are they? They look like rope, or tobacco, or knotted something you find like in a drain. You know when you pull a drain. Oh, look at her, by the way. I don't know how old Beyonce is, but she won for the best country album. Look at the look of surprise. This was so fixed. Look at this. Me? You knew this was coming. And look at these people. Stand up, Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z. Are they even together? We have no idea. This is all a lie. Look at this. What is this? Okay? It's over. It's over. Ladies and gentlemen, it's over. It's done. It must be hell for these people. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making any sense to you? Just blink once if you know what I'm talking about. Blink once. Throw a pebble at the window. Do something. Nelson says, we have EOE, why the DEIBS? EOE, okay. David Gunn says, happy to join you officially. Thank you, David Gunn. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. EOE. EOE is the, eosinophilic esophagitis. This is a chronic digestive disease that causes inflammation in the esophagus. Eosinophilic esophagitis. That is true. That's called EOE. Very good. A rather arcane reference, but nonetheless, I think pertinent. This is the most, you don't understand how these people are going crazy. They're going absolutely nuts. You know, my friends, for too long, this DEI, I mean, this is it. You take that away and it's over. I mean, it is over. It is the fundamental positioning for all of these morons who basically, many of them could have, I don't know why all of them are necessarily bad or problematic. Many of them were competent, but most were not. That's why you had the program in the first place. Let me say this again. If most people were themselves responsible. Thank you. Oh, okay, here we go. Equal opportunity employer. I like mine better, by the way. Thank you, Nelson. Pilgrim says, did you know AOC was an early U.S. aid acolyte? They helped her get her seat. Oh, yes, this goes way back. I remember how they picked her. We went through that whole story. Look like the DEI at the BET Grammys, just nuts. It's crazy. That's Brad Wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It's just garbage. And this is the part of the things. This is the most critical thing in the world for us to realize for what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if the world, but if there's one thing, whatever President Trump does and with the FBI or the DNI or Israel or the world or USAID, nothing compares to this. Nothing. This is the part I don't understand. This is the part that's the most. This is the part that's critical. Let me see if I can explain this to you. The thing that is so problematic for the most part, the thing that is most problematic for the most part, is that DEI in particular has been this parasitic drain on the nation's institutions, colleges, military, you name it. It has degraded standards from the beginning of time. Do you understand this? From the beginning of time. It's promoted this bureaucratic nonsense, this groupthink where somebody said, let's pull this off. And people like Biden and Kamala and others just gave in. So Trump comes in, he orders, and he signals a long overdue restoration of common sense, a long restoration of meritocracy, a long restoration of just common sense. And these people are going nuts. All of the radical left. This is, we want an unapologetic push and move for greatness. That's it. That's all. Today, by the way, the birthday is Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, 72. Alice Cooper is 77, and former VP Dan Quayle is 78. Thank you, Brad Wrong. He always puts things into perspective, doesn't he? Doesn't he? If there's, like I said, DEI has done more to, and have we just stopped talking about, how do we say this? Have we stopped talking about, I don't know what the word is. Things? Have we stopped talking about what happened in DC? Is that it? Is it over with? Are we done with it? Did we get to the bottom of that? Did we find out who's who? Did we find out who was responsible for what? Did we find out whether this woman who was she the pilot? Was she a part of, again, this lesbian, sapphic, radical left DEI group? Or was she a trained woman who, what? We don't know. We just stopped talking about that. I don't understand this. What happened? It's the most incredible thing. I'm still trying to get over this lunatic who was suggesting that this poor girl who crashed in the plane, in the jet, and this was some kind of a weird trafficking thing, because this was like, sometimes there are a lot of folks in our supposed group who are out of their minds. But think about what I'm saying right now. How long has it been that we've been used to these indoctrination? We had a guy here in New York. His name is Bill de Blasio. He was the mayor of New York. And he's nothing. He owes, I think, the state or the city $500,000 for a security detail. He was a real judge rule. And he stopped or systematically was responsible for removing all of the provisions for our classic science schools. We have a Stuyvesant High School, Bronx School of Science, and something else. And these very talented kids would take these placement exams. Well, most of them who were getting in, guess what? Were not Black City kids. They were Asians and Indians. He said, I'm done with that. But yet his son, Dante, the kid with the fro, he goes into Yale. And you know that, come on, stop it. You see how they do this? He actually wanted to destroy the fact. And let me tell you something. I don't even know what happened with all these lawsuits against affirmative action. Remember that how do I say this? Remember when we had, a while back, it's very important, we had Supreme Court cases against, I think it was Asians who were claiming discrimination or whatever. Whatever happened to those people? Whatever happened to those folks? Whatever happened to those cases? It's incredible. I don't know. We just stopped talking about it. We can't just stop talking about these things. This is the most incredible thing we have to do. We can't just stop talking about this. DEI, by the way, has infiltrated everything about our society, our schools, universities, not sports, though, interestingly enough, not sports. If you're a Cambodian, left-handed, whatever, we don't care. If you can play, great. The only reason that these great Japanese players are in the Dodgers is because they're great, not because they're Japanese. And in the name of fairness, think of equity, you would think it's delivered mediocrity. In the name of inclusion, it's sown and caused and promoted division. At its ideological core, this is the part, DEI has pushed an agenda that is anti-American and is intellectually vacuous, vapid, void. It's incredible. President Biden and the left, okay, eagerly fashioned this lunatic DEI nonsense, and it infused it and forced it into every corner of the executive branch, the military, of education, you name it. And it treated it like some kind of a moral emollient, like some kind of a panacea. But the best part, it was all about coercion and strong arming, wrapped in the guise and this disguise of progress. Let me tell you something. It's over with. It's over. These policies have punished the capable, destroys or promoted the unqualified, and you keep putting and created these artificial, stupid, insane divisions where I'm in charge of diversity this, diversity hires. You go to law firms and they have divisions of diversity hiring. Well, you know it. You can tell right away. Here's LaShondra Jackson. Who is she? She's in charge of our diversity. See? Okay. And you can't have a white person in charge of diversity. You got to have a Quinella or a Shamiqua or whatever it is. And it's so patently obvious, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Do you know that in 1997, a civil jury today, February 4th, found O.J. Simpson liable for the deaths of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman, ordering him to pay $35 million. I was there in the courthouse, Santa Monica courthouse. I was there for that. That was something. Pilgrim Media says, when they scream louder, we're over the target. Absolutely. My friend, this is something which is so monumentally obvious. So monumentally obvious. I don't even know at this particular point how much greater, how much more anybody is able to take. But the good news is, thanks to this great president, it is over. Do you hear what I'm saying? It is over. Thank God. You have no idea how great this is. But first this. My friend, disaster doesn't knock. It kicks the door down when you least expect it. And when it hits the fan, and trust me, it will, food is the first thing to disappear. Now the question is this. Will you be prepared or will you be scrambling like everybody else? Okay? Now think about what I'm saying. This is no exaggeration. I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the honest truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to help you. No one's going to be there. The shelves at your local store are going to be emptied within hours. And trucks that should be delivering food will be stuck miles away. You'll be left standing in endless lines, hoping for scraps. But there's something you can do right now. There's a way to stop this nightmare before it stops. Head to preparewithlionel.com. You heard me, preparewithlionel.com. And take advantage of the special monthly offer from My Patriot Supply. Now you can get $50 off the legendary 4-week emergency food kit when you order today. Listen, I can't be any more serious than this. Why My Patriot Supply? Simple. It's a household name for a reason. Millions of families trust them because their kits aren't just about survival. They're about thriving when others are barely holding on. This kit provides over 2,000 calories a day and 12 essential vitamins and minerals. That's the fuel that you're going to need when your body and mind are under incredible pressure. You get meals that taste great, are American-made, and last up to 25 years in storage. These aren't bland bunker meals. They're designed to keep you strong and focused when it matters most. But here's the deal, my friend. And listen carefully. Emergencies don't wait, and neither should you. Prepare today or pay tomorrow. Go to preparewithlionel.com now and claim your $50 discount and 6 free bonuses right now before this limited time offer vanishes. I can't emphasize this enough, okay? Because when the world goes dark, preparation is the only light you can count on. Our friend Crypto says, I watched a YouTube the other day, diversity police in Dallas, they go to places of business to rectify complaints. Let me tell you something. Good luck with this. This is over with. It's done. You're seeing so much. We can't keep track of this. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I say it again to you. This is all they have. Do you recognize this? This is all they have. And it's the greatest thing that ever happened. I sit back and I'm just, did you see what happened to Phil Murphy? That rat bastard, that Philadelphia, that Jersey governor? He said, well, we're harboring somebody over here. And Tom Homan said, I'll come out and I'll arrest you. Brad Rung says, I figured you were there. Do you think biggest case in our lifetime is popularity? As I think people don't remember how popular he was and conflicted. No, the biggest case ever probably of the 20th century was the Lindbergh case. Remember, this was the civil case. The you know, it was big. Can you imagine if OJ had been around during social media? It's a big story. So here's what we have to understand. This is the thing, my friends. I want you to keep in mind this. We're looking at something which is so critical, so important, and so transformational. What this president is doing, what this man is doing, has no comparison. Johnny Mass says, on this day in 1983, Karen Carpenter died. Oh, so sad. 32 years. We're doing nothing but this on this day. On this day. What about what's happening? On this day, DEI died, or a couple of days ago. It's over with. It's dead. Now, my friends, Netanyahu is meeting with the president. Oh, my God. What do you think is going to happen with that? Nothing. Americans don't care about that. Did you happen to see the interview or the discussion between, I know you like him, Tucker Carlson and Piers Morgan on Israel and Ukraine? If you think that's interesting, tell me why. Howie Brown says the Treasury Department is panicking because they do want an audit. They do want an audit? The Treasury Department is panicking because they do want an audit? I don't think they want one. I think we want one. Wait till all of these things happen. Remember, it was 2 weeks yesterday. It was 2 weeks yesterday. We're talking about Guantanamo. We're talking about people going to the prisons of El Salvador. This is the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. Do you understand this, ladies and gentlemen? How do I ask you, dear friends, do you get what is happening? My God. And you just go through this list. Just go through like, for example, I was reading this. Oh, look at Trump says, I've left instructions. Trump claims he ordered obliteration of Iran if he's assassinated in chilling warning. Well, okay. Trump says U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip after relocating all Palestinians. Why is the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Huh? We're taking it over? Wait a minute. What? What? After he's going to relocate all Palestinians? No. No. That's not our concern. You let folks worry about that. Black Hawk helicopter was flying too high before D.C. midair crash with American Airlines flight. NTSB confirms. No shit. Obviously it was. The question was, who's responsible? AOC's going crazy. She's got this thing about mocking Elon Musk as one of, quote, the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this one. You ready for this? 60 Minutes boss on the hot seat over a Kamala interview amid speculation he could get ousted if Trump wants head on a stick. They're doing everything this man wants. Tish James, we talked about her. She is the New York Attorney General. She wants to sanction and punish any hospital that refuses, to or dares to suspend a transgender surgery or whatever the hell this stuff is called pursuant to federal order. Incredible. This is so terrific. I got to tell you something, my friends. Oh, here we go. Jon Stewart asks Dems to stop trotting Schumer out to confirm Trump after avocado beer response to Jon Stewart wants so much to be relevant again. I will never understand. I know this doesn't matter. I know you don't care about it. But me personally, Jon Stewart decided when he was at his most popular, right when Trump was coming in, he leaves. He creates this late night show and leaves to run a petting zoo or whatever it is in Jersey. I don't know what the hell that was about. And all these people he left, Steve Carell, Samantha Bee, for a while, Johnny, whatever his name is, the British guy, and other, they just, Stephen Colbert, and all of these people went, and he left. And now he's trying desperately to come back and to be relevant. It's like, you schmuck, why did you do this? Crypto says it's not the way he worded it. Who? Again, I don't know what that means. Crypto says, reporter asked if the U.S. is going to pay, and he said, no, people have money over there. Okay. What do we have to do with trying to relocate or deal with the Palestinian problem? That's not our business. Let him worry about that. Ukraine, that's their business. No more money, no more help. You take care of that. Good luck. We're worried right here. Okay? Hate to break it to you. America has no idea what they're talking about. America has some kind of idea about Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran, and these are all crazy people, and we gotta stop them. And I don't even have time to get into this. Do me a favor. Never, ever, ever discuss Israel with anybody who shows any kind of impassioned connection to the subject. I promise you, they don't know what they're talking about. I guarantee you. All right, my friends. I want to thank you. Tonight, you've been just splendid. Pilgrim Media, Anita Pizzinas, Crypto, Dominique Nelson, David Gunn, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Brad Rung, I appreciate it. CD Crypto, you were phenomenal, as usual, my good friend. Johnny Mazaspad, Spaz, Howie Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. And also watch the video I was on today with our good friend Sean Atwood in the UK. I put that up for you to peruse and watch at your leisure. Don't forget to follow Lynn's Warriors. Don't forget, my friends, to follow Lynn's Warriors. And don't forget, and I mean this sincerely, to follow her, watch what she's doing. Make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation and Lionel Legal. And let me thank you. Thank you for your fellowship. Thank you. Crypto says, appreciate you more than you know, kind sir. No, Crypto, you are the best. Big Dick from Chi-Town. Nelson A says, 222, that's right, February 26th, Cutting Room. Mr. and Mrs. L, we will be there at the Cutting Room. Tickets are available. Come on out. Let's do it. Let's have a ball that night. Let's do something like you've never seen before. You've never seen a Q&A / I don't know what you want to call it. It is what it is. It's kind of like this, but upfront and personal. So we can shake hands, take pictures, and get to know each other. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And don't forget, the monkey is dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dead.